Hello and welcome back to Derby Trail Handicapping, and we're going to talk about the pedigree of Strategic Risk, who won the Smarty Jones Stakes at Oaklawn Park last weekend. And I like the win, even though the speed figures weren't that great. I want to touch upon that really quick. He only earned an 87 on Beyer, but you have to remember on Beyer speed figures, the final time is very important. So if you don't earn a fast final time, you're not going to earn a fast Beyer speed figure. So we can look here at the chart. I've said this before, but whenever the fractions are slow, the final time is likely to be slow because you're leaving so much time on the table. And you see 24:48, 49:72, 114.99. That fraction was really slow. And then they had 145.06. There was an allowance race 2 races earlier that went a second faster, so I can see why he only earned an 87 Beyer for this race. I don't think this is a reflection of how fast he could go. I think he's capable of running much faster. It's just that the fractions were slow, and so he was going to get a slow time no matter what. Strategic Risk won the Smarty Jones. Let's talk about his pedigree. That's why I'm here. Strategic Risk has Noble Bird on top and a Fleet Alex Bear at the bottom. That's a good start already. Noble Bird hasn't been a successful sire. We can look at him on his Equibase page, and Strategic Risk was actually his leading money earner last year. And you can see he only has one other six-figure earner from 2025, and the rest are in five figures. And Strategic Risk is also his leading money earner right now. So this might be his best horse, Strategic Risk. Now we can look back at Noble Bird's pedigree. You see Birdstone. Of course, Birdstone won the Belmont Stakes, and he was a sire of Mind That Bird, the Kentucky Derby winner, and the Preakness runner-up. So you would think there's enough route pedigree there. And even down here with Tisnow, he was a two-time Breeders' Cup Classic winner. So there's plenty up there, even though I'm not familiar enough with Noble Bird's pedigree. I mean, not his pedigree, his progeny, to make a judgment based on Noble Bird alone. But if you go back and look at Birdstone, Grindstone, Tisnow, those are all route names. Now we have the bottom here with a Fleet Alex, who of course won the Belmont Stakes. He's normally thought of as a route sire with plenty of stamina. And we can see APND, that's a great start as well. So a Fleet Alex, APND, and also some of these names here, well, one of these names sounds familiar. Educated Risk. She's the daughter of Pure Profit. And I want to take a look at her. Educated Risk. She won $1.1 million. And we can see she won a mixture of races. Some of them were sprint, some of them were route. We can take a look at the Rampart Stakes. That was a mile 1/16th. And we can take a look at the Shirley Jones. I don't know the Shirley Jones. That's a 7 furlong race. So she had some sprint races, some route races. She won a lot of money. But her name was familiar, so I checked it again. I checked Pure Profit's progeny, and she was a dam of inside information. You can see here, she won $1.6 million. And inside information, I think most horse fans, if they've been around long enough, they know who she is. She won the 1995 Breeders' Cup Distaff. I think she won by a big margin over the slop. I would have to rewatch it, but I think Serena Song was second in that race. But anyways, that's a great sign. There's plenty of route here. Again, you have Noble Bird, Birdstone, Grindstone, Tisnow, Fleet Alex, APND. Educated Risk is a half-sister to Inside Information. I believe a half-sister, right. And we can even look at Strategy. What did Strategy do in her career? She won a couple of stakes races. Well, maybe just one stakes race. She won the Real Prize Stakes. I don't know if that's a race that's still going on, but it was a 9 furlong race. And she also won another allowance race. And she won it at 9 furlongs again. So the two races that I looked at were both 9 furlongs. So plenty of route in her. I think this is a route over route pedigree. I think there's plenty there to get 9 furlongs. And if he reaches the Kentucky Derby, I have no doubt that he'll get 10 furlongs. I think there's plenty there as long as he's good enough. I don't think pedigree is going to stop him from being a major contender in this division. So I still want to watch the race, the Smarty Jones Stakes. I did explain the slow pace. And Strategic Risk is right there in second. He's the number 7 horse. He's taking over the lead right now. The fractions were in his favor, I will say that. So I will have to say the fractions were completely in his favor because he was right up there with the leaders. That 114 6 furlong fraction was so slow, but I still think he could have won anyway. Silent Tactic also ran well. He was second in that race, and he had no pace to close into. But we're talking about strategic risk here. And anyways, I think there's plenty of pedigree, top and bottom. I see no real flaws, except for Noble Bird, who is not a successful sire. But otherwise, there's plenty of route names here, and I don't think he'll have any problems as long as he's good enough to progress on the Derby Trail. I don't think the pedigree will stop him. I think it's an A pedigree, maybe A minus pedigree, but A minus or A, I don't know. But I think there's plenty of route pedigree there. Those are my thoughts on strategic risk and his potential to go farther on the Derby Trail based on his pedigree. And we did look at the replay, and I see nothing wrong there. I think he finished strongly in the Smarty Jones Stakes. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.